Hey, what's going on, people? Having a conversation about game dev stuff, game dev talk, because I got things to do. Talking about our projects, making a 3D scratch game and procrastinating on it. That sounds legit. I am live streaming some game development, so yeah, and you guys are all here with me. How's it going? Monkey with a Mask, new video idea, how to fail at procrastination. That could be good. I wonder if it'd be too similar to the how to fail at time management one, though. It's starting. It is. How's it going, Bolden Boy? My cough isn't good today. Wow, Bolden Boy, your videos look great. I love your style. You a content creator, Bolden Boy? He is. Looks like a different language, though. Because I got things. Ow, that was loud. Just player movement, enemy movement, etc. I realized I have my volume up all the way to 100. Silly. That's silly of me. Artindi, how to fail at game AI. How to fail, like enemy AI and that kind of thing. That could be good. Let's see. Let's get some of this music going. Should we try something new again and see if we get copy struck, or maybe just stick to the same old classic? See if we can find it here again. What's it called? Free to use jazz Nintendo music. I think that's what we've searched in the past. And there it is. Should we start it over there? Whoa, that's loud. I started over at this one. This first song is kind of lame. There we go. How's that? Is that loud enough? Not too intrusive, hopefully. There we go. Just some background. Napo Studios, what's going on? Cyanite, missed the last couple streams, but glad to make it today. How to fail at movement, like specifically movement for just like character movement, player movement, yeah. But my videos are in Swedish. Ah, that's what it was. I was like, I can't read that. May contain nuts. You are right, mate. If you're talking to me, I do have a cough. Cough won't go away. I don't know why. Maybe I'm dying. That's probably what it is. Hurry up, I'm bored. We'll get there. It's a stream. Mike with the Mask, Artindi, how long have you been sick for now? Well, I don't know if it's necessarily sick, because I feel great. I just have this cough that just sticks around. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm allergic to something. Maybe it's something I'm eating, or something in the air. Or, I don't know, maybe I'm not getting enough sleep and it makes me cough. Who knows? Yeah, right, non-copyright Nintendo content. I know, it's weird. I don't get copy struck for this one, but I get copy struck by playing some of that other stuff that seems like it definitely shouldn't be copy struck for. Maybe people don't copy strike this because it's like, well, it's not really mine. I just took Nintendo content and jazzed it up. Oh, there's some, that looks like Swedish right there. Just finished making my first game. It's kind of broken, but I'm proud of it regardless. Yeah, that's pretty good. Even, like, you make a game, even if it, like, totally sucks, which I'm sure your game is decent. Even if it totally sucks, it's like, hey, you still made something. Feels good. I ought to learn how to, like, get the chat up on the screen, so you guys aren't just looking at an empty screen. You can, like, see your chats, and then be like, oh, maybe he's gonna read it. But I'm lazy, so I haven't done that. Anyway, let's get some stuff open here. Here we go. You ate Schizorios. That's what it was. He's allergic to streaming. Playing Metopia. Metopia. Sounds fun. Is it kind of like is that a game you play on the Wii? Nintendo has a team of lawyers with airstrikes specifically for cases related to Marip. Oh, Mario? Yeah, I believe it. Surprisingly, they seem to be overlooking this one, or turning a blind eye. Did you know that the Mario Bros. Last name is Mario? So his last name is Mario. What's his first name then? His last name is Marip. Oh, is that the typo? Mario and his brother's Luigi Mario? That sounds like super stupid, but also probably accurate. What do you think of Godot? I'm thinking of making a game here soon. I'm trying to decide between it and another engine. What's the other engine you're thinking about? I like Godot. This is what I use. It's really good. The opinion of I'm eating some licorice, so I had to like stop and swallow for a bit. I felt super validated because Pirate Software pointed out why Godot is probably a really good idea. He talked about Blender and how when Blender first hit the market, or was a thing, when Blender was first a thing, nobody used it, nobody cared about it. There were other software that people would use to make 3D sculptures and that kind of stuff. But Blender is open source, and so it was just constantly getting improved on by the users, and now it's like the go-to thing. Everybody uses Blender because it's just so good. And Godot is kind of in the same position, or projected to be in the same position. It's open source, it gets the job done, but because it's open source, it's constantly getting improved on, and eventually will probably become better than all the other game engines out there, just because it is so customized to the people who actually use it. Monkey with a Mask, pretty sure I've peaked. Unreal. I know they're drastically different, but I could make the game in either, and I'm weighing my options of assets and my knowledge base. So Unreal is made, it's designed for, like, I think it was designed by Epic, or was it Blizzard or something? The people who make Fortnite, they made Unreal to be really good at 3D graphics and stuff like that. So it's very optimized and excels at 3D graphics. So if you want to make a 3D game, then maybe that's the right engine for you. If you want something a little bit more general use for, you know, whatever, 2D or 3D, but isn't necessarily optimized for 3D, or isn't necessarily optimized for 2D either, but, you know, will get the job done, and you can, with enough effort, you can make it even look as good as Unreal. So it just depends on what your needs are. When I was in design college, they told us that Blender would never be relevant in the industry, and look where we are now. Exactly. Excellent point, May Contain Nuts. I just have to say your name every time because it's a funny name. That kid, think I should make all the sounds in my game with beatboxing? Go for it. I mean, if you can pull it off, chances are low you'll be able to pull it off, but if you could pull it off, it'd be awesome. I got faith in you. You can do it. I hope not. What I mean is you learn the most from it in the engine when you use... I missed it. You learn... blah, blah, blah. You learn the most from it. What engine did you use, and where will it be releasing at? Do it, but deep fry the heck out of the audio. Oh man, it looks good. I haven't turned this on for like a week. Yeah, it's been a week, I think. No, I guess we turned it on a little bit last Friday, but hardly. Man, this works well. Feels good. Oh, actually, I don't know if we actually even played it. I said actually twice in one sentence. That's how you talk in English. Yeah, last week all we did was make some icons for the UI. So we didn't actually play it at all. Die. Die. Does it look blurry to you guys? Maybe it wasn't zoomed in all the way. I don't know. Yeah, I know it's ultimately up to me. I was just curious to see what your thoughts are of Godot, since I have no experience with it, but it is enticing to try and learn. I tried Unity first when I was like, hey, free game engines, when I realized I could get a free game engine. I tried Unity because it was just well known, like highly marketed. And so I was like, okay, well, let me give that one a try. Seems to be popular. And I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be quite the learning curve when I first like started it. And I was following some tutorials and stuff, and I was like, man, this could be tough. And then I found out about Godot, and I gave it a try. All within about a week. This was like a week apart. And it felt so much more intuitive to me. And so, I don't know. And that could just be personal. It felt intuitive to me. I've heard people say that it feels unintuitive to them, but maybe they're already used to other programs, but I don't know. It's interesting. Let's do more floor hazards, and we'll get lose the revive. I swear I got hit there, but it like totally didn't hit me. So, oh, I got hit there though. Yep. The guitar is sharp. It's not that weird. Oh. Your guitar doesn't have a built-in katana launcher? What? I went to school for game design and we had to use Unity, and it gave me so many issues that I swore off. And then Unity came out with their controversy, and I think everyone dropped it. Yeah, a lot of people dropped it. There's still people who are like, oh, I'm gonna drop Unity, and then they never did. And that's, that's their prerogative. They can do that if they want to. But there's still a lot of people out there who still stuck to Unity, which I'm surprised by. Like, after Unity pulled something like that, it would have been like, ah, man, I would have dropped that so hard and then not touched it with a 12-foot stick. But yeah, to each their own. If they feel comfortable with it, that's fine. I wouldn't. Even that was so controversial. Even Brackeys, the sleeping giant of game dev content, woke up and started making YouTube videos again, which is saying something, because he was like, I'm done now, thanks though, and then disappeared for like years. Are there any sound effects in your game? There are not. There are no sound effects. It's not muted or anything. We just haven't added any sound effects. But what we're gonna do today, I figured we could vote on. Let's see. There's things we could work on. We could work on this screen here, this kind of mostly UI end screen. So you complete a round, you get to this screen, and then you can pick which environmental hazard will become stronger and which ability you will lose. It's an inverted roguelike for those who haven't seen any of the streams before. As you play, you become weaker, and the environment becomes stronger. And so you start out with all the abilities, and your max power when you start the game, and then eventually you'll go from being super strong and fast to being super slow and weak. So yeah, and the enemies become stronger too on top of that. So yeah, I believe right now it's a you hit an enemy 3 times before they die, assuming you don't have a crit. If you buff the enemy's hit points, then you have to hit them 5 times, which is kind of crazy. But then there's also a crit, which gives you a 25% chance to just insta-kill them with 1 hit. Technically, you can, if you want to. You're really slow in this way, but you could just be like, run as fast as you can and try to get past. I've tried to do that. Yeah, I just lost my... Oh, see, I died. It's not easy. I'll have to balance it so that it doesn't feel like the game is losing momentum as you go, but just becoming hard. So I'm new to the stream, but love your videos. What inspired this one? Inverted roguelike is an interesting idea. I don't remember what inspired it. I think I was just like chilling. I think I was taking a shower, to be honest. Shower thoughts. And I was like, yo, what if someone made an inverted roguelike? And that was pretty much it. That was like, yeah. And then I started making it, and here we are. I think in order for it to work, in some games, roguelikes will give you activatable abilities. I think in order for this to work, because you don't have time to teach everything to the player up front, I've made all the abilities passive. So you have your attack, and that's just default. But most of the abilities just affect your attack, or they're like the shield that's here. So there's no extra things you can do besides attack and move around. So all your abilities are 100% just in the background working as you do your normal thing. That way, the player can't accidentally not use their abilities and then get to the end room and be like, well, I didn't even use this ability, so I'll just drop that one when they pick which ability they're going to lose. Just binged watched 20 of your videos 5 times each and saw you live. Hi, by the way. Hi, by the way, where did you get assets from? I've made all these assets in this game. These are all hand-drawn by me. Most of these we've been making on stream as well. So actually, it used to look. Actually, hey, maybe we can look at that real quick. It used to look really stupid. Let's see if we can bring up. I think I have some footage here. Videos. Yeah, this is what it used to look like. Yep. Pretty lame. We've made so much progress. What? My wife's like, I kind of like that color scheme better. What's the scope like right now, Artindi? The scope is small. I don't know. It's pretty, like, not much. Like, every time people keep giving suggestions. They're like, add this, especially on the stream. And I love a lot of the suggestions. Like, the suggestions are great. I'll even write a lot of them down sometimes. But at the same time, I'll also be like, that sounds like scope creep. So we're just gonna not do that for now. Like, maybe we'll do it one day, but just to make the game finished and complete, it's pretty much just done, and all we're doing is making it look nice. So yeah, and then we'll balance it after by just moving variables around, not by changing anything too dramatic. So yeah, but anyway, we could work on a few things. Let's see, we could work on this opening area, because right now all it is just a plop and you start, right? I feel like there should be some kind of animation or something, maybe like a big portal, or maybe like in Enter the Gungeon, something will drop down and drop you out, or I don't know, something. Or even, I have no idea. We could brainstorm that. So we could make that. All of these things eventually we're going to be doing on streams at some point. We could work on this end room, like I pointed out earlier, try to make this look better. Last stream we made the icons for each of these. So we could work on that a little bit, or we could work on the end scenes. So you've probably already seen it a few times, but when you die, well, that's there. When you die, this is all we have. So there'll be a screen that doesn't look anything like this, but when you lose, you'll get just an option to start a new game, but there'll be some kind of drawing. It'll be mostly just pixel art for this, but there'll be a drawing showing that it's the end screen. What I want to do is you're dead, right? It'll show you dead on the ground, and then it'll show the people that you did save before you died, standing over your dead body which seems dramatic and motivating to keep trying. Maybe I should try to read your chats. I'm sorry, I suck at streaming. The scope of the game, more like the microscope of the game. Oh! Feel like it's going to be hard to even know what crit exists. That crit exists before the end screen. This is true. We could add something like when a crit does take place, we could add an extra like animation or like a red flare or something. Could be good. The other thing is this bit that you see on the bottom of this. We're going to have something like this, but maybe a little smaller, maybe a little toned down so it's not as up high. It'll be like on the very bottom of the screen. And it will have your abilities showing, and you'll be able to hover the mouse over it. So like when you're playing the game, it will be here on the bottom of the screen, and then you'll just see the 7 abilities. And so you can hover your mouse over it and it will give a description of what each one is. And then as you lose them, of course, they'll not be there. And so you'll just have the ones that you still have on the bottom. That way, if people decide to stream the game or play the game otherwise so other people can see, with just a glance, both the player and anybody watching can see what abilities are still there. So yeah, that's the answer for how that will be taken care of. So that could help the player know that they have a crit ability, because then they can just hover over it before they get to the end room. But it could be good to also just add a little bit of extra satisfyingness when you land a crit. Have like an extra red flash or something. The thing about the crit though is it guarantees a kill. So whatever animation or extra bit that it will have to go with the death animation of the robots. Yeah, right there I got a crit and it was 1 hit to kill that. That was a crit too, because it only took 2 hits. That was definitely a crit. So it's kind of an OP crit. Most, maybe not most, but lots of crits in games are only like an 11% chance of landing, and it's like just enough to be satisfying when it lands, but not so common that it's just all the time, you know. Depends on the game, of course. See ya. Oh, gotta go now. See you guys around. Oh, see you later, bro. I should say get wrecked when you die. That'd be good. Get wrecked, you freaking loser. Get good. Or just be like, too bad you suck. I don't necessarily want it to be a rage game though. You mentioned a pizza ending. How will that be unlocked? Good question. I have no idea. Remind me about it though, and maybe we'll figure that out someday when I care. The abilities should be part of the main character's soul. That would be cool, except they're already tied to the game as keys that you use to set people free. So when you get to the end room, there's going to be people in like these tubes or something, like they've been captured, and I don't know, they'll be floating in these Bacta tubes basically, and then you can choose which person you're going to save and with which key you're going to save them with. And so yeah, it's more sci-fi than soul part at this point anyway. Artindi, but maybe a crit animation like in Minecraft. What is the crit animation? Isn't it just a sound effect in Minecraft? I thought it was just an extra sound effect and then you do more damage. Oh, what if we made the white slash a red one with critting? Yes, that would be really good, but the crits are maybe this was my mistake while coding, but the crits are calculated on the robots. So here's the robot that just runs at you, and here's the code for that, and a crit is calculated here. So if it gets hit, then it's going to spawn sparks no matter what, because it gets hit. If it's the nuke, then it just dies. Otherwise, it's going to detect if it's a crit and it's going to be like, is it a crit? And then, wait, hang on, what is this? What is marking that as true? What? I don't understand my own code. If, oh, okay, no, I get it. If you have the crit ability, so if the crit ability is true, then it's going to determine if it's a crit. And the get crit is just running a random number between 1 and 5. Oh, I guess it's not 25%, it's 20%. So run a random number. If it's true, then it's going to return as true to be a crit. And if it is a crit, then then the robot's health drops to 0. Otherwise, it just loses 1 health. And then if the health is ever less than 1, which includes 0, then it dies. So that's how that works. Matico, how's it going? Haven't seen you in the streams so far. At least maybe unless I got a bad memory. How do you make the art for your videos? I use Aseprite and I just draw a lot. I'll show you. Open. Here's the thumbnails. What I'll do though is just I'll go to like one of the most recent ones. See, this was the most recent one. Oh nope. Here's the Aseprite files. So I'll go to the most recent one, which I think is this one. And then I will look. Your name is here. You asked the question. There's you, Matico. So I'll take one of these frames. I'll copy it. Then I'll open a new thing. I'll say 182 by 108, which is 10 times smaller than 1080p. And then I'll make the same number of frames, paste it in here. We don't actually need this frame. Delete layer, or not frame, layer. And then that's how I get my background and the 3 layers that I usually work on. Delete whatever the top layer is. I usually make my drawings on the top layer, and then I just have this background there. And I'll open up my palette. Load palette, which is saved as a how to fail palette. So here's all the colors that you'll see. And then start drawing. Doo-doo-doo-doo. But I'll write a script, read the script, and then as I read the script, I'll highlight. Let's see. Open it up here. Recent documents. Let's do how to fail at puzzle games. Is that going to show it? No, it's not going to show it. How to fail at. Oh, I have the script. I started the script for how to fail at playtesting. That's cool. How to fail at survival games. Okay, here's a good example. So I'll write the script. So here's the script. But actually I've written this part first, and then after I write it, as I go through, I'll highlight stuff that I have a drawing for. And so maybe I already have a drawing for whatever I'm talking about, and maybe I don't. And so then I'll draw something and highlight it. And that way I can know I have something drawn for everything. I apparently never drew anything for this, but then just kind of winged it when I was actually editing. So I'll go and draw everything first after I write the script, before I record the audio. And then when as I'm drawing, sometimes I'll write something that just can't be represented with a drawing because it's just too vague or something like that. So then as I'm drawing, I'll edit the script to match better what can be drawn for. That's bad English, but I think you get what I'm putting down. And then after I do that, I'll copy paste it and remove the highlight so I can read it when I'm recording the actual audio. And here you can see I spaced down so I didn't have to read over this gap. So as I was recording, I could just read as it was. And then I'll go and edit the whole video using all the drawings that I've made in Aseprite. But they'll end up looking like kind of like this, right? I'll have a whole bunch of frames that I'll just export into a file like one of these here. So here's that same one here. So I'll export it into a file like this, And then as I'm editing, I can just grab the pictures that I want and put them in. Yep. Listening to that while working on Gmod wallpaper. Nice. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is crunchiest of them all? I don't know. When you get a crit, it should just play the bomb animation. Yeah, just that'd be good. Artindi, how do you do the attack system? Because if it is with areas, a red slash would be very easy to set up. That is, of course, only if you want to. It's true. Yeah, we'll have to check it out. Let me add that to the actual to-do list. Stuff to potential things. I don't know if it's a potential thing, but we'll put it under here because it seems more like a necessary thing, if you know what I mean. Crit animation / indicator. There, we'll do that. So that's something we can work on eventually. We really need to get that poll up of what we're going to work on today, because we're slacking off. Okay, I'm going to set up the poll. And, well, maybe I'll read a few more chats before we do. A couple of streams ago, I asked to play Kevin McLeod, but I tricked ya music. But I tricked ya music that plays on how to fail videos is also Kevin. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the typical music is called Dodio, and it's made by Kevin McLeod, or however you pronounce his name. I always pronounced it in my head McLeod. Apparently that's wrong. Also, does anyone know how to make a TF2 character cheer with face posing? I've never played TF2. I don't know. Now, super evil game jam idea. You give everyone the same set of like 20 sounds, and they have to make a game around them. That's actually not that bad. Creativity or constraint fosters creativity, so actually you'd probably end up with some pretty dope games. That kid that actually sounds pretty fun. Yeah, exactly. All sounds are beatboxes. Yeah. Everyone puts my freshest beatbox in and they have to make a game out of it. Why do you have to do list on Discord? It's just easier for me. I've used like Trello and stuff before, but it's just another thing that I have to sign into, and then I end up not using it. But Discord I do use, and so it's easier for me to access. So, Devil, I haven't seen a Discord to-do list. Lol. Yeah, that's I'm a little weird, I suppose. Oh, right. Interesting seeing the process of your videos being made. All right, I have to sleep. It's like 11 a.m. where I am. Well, have a good night, Akomatico. Sleep well and whatnot. Making a game around sound is really difficult. It would be fun game jam. It could be good. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that before, so it's pretty original. Do you have a drawing tablet? I do, but it's like small and kind of crappy, so I don't use it. I just use my mouse. Yeah. It's like Star Fox McCloud. Oh, okay. Have you like heard someone actually pronounce it, Pink Rat? I mean, that's how it's written, so it makes sense, but I'm not saying I don't believe you. I think you're right. I always said it MacLeod. I just never read it properly, or I'm dyslexic and I just read it in my mind. McLeod. That's how I was pronouncing it in my mind. It's super like if you even just look at it for half a second, it's like super not that. But for Discord, do you know that Notepad exists? Oh, there's like a Notepad in Discord? That's funny. I have a Scottish last name, so I learned how to pronounce a lot of Scottish and Irish Gaelic names. Oh, okay. It's got some authority. I didn't know Rat was a Scottish name. Just kidding. Sad that, but my friend said it was MacLeod. That's like a dope name, if that's how it's pronounced. Artindi, how often do you stream and which platforms? First time when I saw you live, and I want more. I usually just stream on YouTube. I have a Twitch account, but I never stream there because I'm just too lazy to set up the process. I've heard Twitch is actually, they've been like not being very nice to their creators. I don't know if it's true though, it's just secondhand what I've heard. But I don't know, just YouTube for now is all I'm streaming on. And I usually stream around this time, randomly in the weekday. Sometimes on the weekends I'll do it in the morning, my time. So instead of 3 in the afternoon, my time, I'll do it like at 9 or 10 in the morning. But that's like Saturday. in the weekdays I'll stream around 2:30 my time, and then game development. The only way you'll be able to catch it, though, it's not really scheduled, is just when you see it, because I don't know which days I'm going to stream for sure, because I have to do stuff. Like tomorrow, I'm not going to be able to stream, because I have things going on. But potentially, what is tomorrow? Wednesday, I think. I don't know if I could look. Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. Potentially Thursday I'd be streaming again. If not, maybe Friday. We might only do 2 streams this week. I'd like to be able to put another video out by the end of the week, but it might not happen. So, we'll see. This can't be real. It is real. Get used to it. MacLloyd, I've heard too. Greenbox Games actually made a game around the music. Hey, that's cool. I'm clinically depressed now. About what? Oh, you said something. I said that my friend said it was MacLeod. So glad YouTube didn't notify me 5 seconds after the stream and ended this. The stream ended this time. Yeah, that'd be the worst. Welcome to the stream. Glad. I'm also glad that it didn't notify you 5 minutes after the stream was over. Didn't we argue about Kevin MacLeod? See, I think it's just because there's an E. My brain just like, it's got to be MacLeod. MacLeod? Unless you misspelled it. Yeah, last time we talked about him, we did talk about how to pronounce it, because me, being who I am, just started pronouncing it the way I thought it was, and everyone's like, bro, learn to read. Hello, clinically depressed. I'm Monkey with a Mask. Funny. All right, time to put up the poll. I caught up with chat. Start a poll. What we working on? I can't type. On today. All right, what were the options? We had the start area / animation. We have the end room sprites / UI. And what was the other option? We could do end screens. Was there something else? I think I can do one more option. What's something else? I can't remember. What if we won't vote on anything? Oh yeah, if you don't vote on anything, we'll just be doomed. We'll be stuck forever. Eternally cursed to wander this plane of nothingness. So don't do that. Do vote for something. I'd hate to be cursed to wander a plane of nothingness forever. I don't know what the last option is going to be. What's something else we could work on? How about we could do the crit. I mean, that seems like something that we have to add anyway, so... Well, I don't know if I want to work on that today. Because we've already done so much work on that kind of stuff, so... I veto. I think that sprites and UI will be cool to already have something done. It'll make it look a lot more polished if we can get that end room looking good. But so with the spawning into the scene. Jack Roberts says, I don't understand why everyone's suddenly on Godot. Don't the Unity costs only kick in after you make 100,000 in your game? I know, but everybody predicts that they're going to be the next Minecraft. So, I mean, you know, the kid. I was on Godot though before Unity made that weird thing that they did. By the way, I've been using Godot since forever. Although it doesn't seem like it because I suck so much. Godot users, let's go. Wishful thinking then? Yeah, probably wishful thinking. Can't think of a third option or a fourth option, so we're just going to go with 3 options. Start the poll. Let's see what you guys decide we're going to work on today. I would put like a 4th option and just say, work on nothing today and just play a game. But I know you guys would vote for that, so... yeah, that's not what we're here for. We're here to work. We're here to get stuff done. We're here to make progress. Oh, this shrunk. I'm sitting so far down in my chair. I need to sit up. Guitar strings are, at least on acoustic, always steel or nylon. I used to have an acoustic guitar. It was fun to play a little bit of guitar. I think it was the way they said it. and the mistrust. Yeah, it was kind of what's the term? Sneaky. It kind of felt nasty, evil maybe, I don't know. I'm going with Unreal 4, even though I'm making a 2D game for the lighting engine. Oh, so you're picking Unreal for the lighting? That could be cool. I mean, I don't have any problems with anybody picking any game engine, even if they pick Unity or I don't know, what's like a really dumb game engine. I mean, do what you want, whatever floats your boat. If you make a cool game, I don't care what engine you use. It don't matter. If people ask my opinion, I always recommend Godot because of all the reasons that I've already listed. But yeah. And if they ask my opinion, I always suggest don't make your own game engine. There's that last video though where I talked about not making your own game engine. I've had so many comments where they're like, I disagree with that. I think you should make your game engine. And then they're like listing all these reasons why they should. And so then what I did was I politely responded. I'm not trying to make enemies or anything, but then I just said, I kind of agree with that. Or no, I said, there are some legit reasons to use a game engine. And I think Pirate Software said what I've always been thinking for a long time. Have you guys seen what he said about it? Let's see. Pirate Software on building a game engine. Check it out. We're gonna like sneak a preview of his thing. Here we go. We're watching Pirate Software today.
Do you want to make an engine? There are reasons to make an engine. There's 3 of them. The first one is you want to learn how to make an engine. Number 2 is your game has features that are not able to be made in any other engine in the market. And then number 3 is you have a big ego and you think that only real game developers make their own engines. This one is you're a big dumb shit. Don't do that. These
yeah. So, and these 2 are valid. So I've just sent him a link to that video and been like, well, as long as you're not doing it because you got a big ego, then yeah, go for it. If you got the know-how to make a game engine and you want to learn how, or your game is specific enough that you need a game engine, then yeah, go for it. Noida has its own game engine because it needs it. Yeah, and that's what he talks about later in the.
Totally valid.
He goes right into that.
If you want to look at one that's about features, let's go look at Noita. Ta-da!
Yep.
Custom engine. It's called the Falling Everything engine. It was required to make this game because every single.
Yep. So Noida, and then he points out one other game as well that I haven't played. It's that game where it's like 2D and it like flips and stuff. But yeah, Octopath Traveler really inspired me. What's your riskiest design assumption? Work on that one. How's it going, Adam Booth? What is my riskiest design assumption? Oh, that's tough. I don't know. I don't even know. Riskiest design assumption. Oh, you're talking about in the game. That's what you think I should work on out of the options that I put up. I should work on those. Which one is the riskiest? The riskiest. Which one should I work on? No, that's probably a good point. There are a few reasons to make your own game engine. A majority of games do not require you to do that. Yeah, and that's what I pointed out in my video. I just said the vast majority of the games you're going to make don't need a custom game engine. So don't waste your time making that because, I mean, you don't need to. You can just use Godot. And the fancy thing about Godot also, which a lot of people skip over, is because it's open source, not only is it going to get improved over time, but if you do need to customize something, you have, and if you have the know-how, of course, you have access to the source code. You can customize the game engine to your needs or delete things that you know you don't need if you really want it to be that much more efficient or whatever. So yeah, I mean, you have the format and layout already there, or like the template in place, ready-made, and then you can just adjust it to your needs if you have a game that's that specific. I'm not used to an engine, so trying to get things to work in Godot makes me think of things in a different way sometimes. Yeah, that's valid. I'll use lots of different components in the engine to make things happen, where my friend that I've coded games with in the past, he'll use just code to solve the same problem. And then, like, he'll come up with a way using only code to detect when things are overlapping or something. And then I'll just be like, well, let me just put in an area 2D and have it detect like that. And maybe his way is more efficient. But because he's so much more used to just coding, he takes that approach first. And because I'm used to the game engine more, I'll try to use something that's already built into the game engine before coming up with my own solution through code. So it's kind of interesting how people take different approaches based on their background. Forward plus UI is broken on my PC. You could do C++ too. Oh yeah, I think is it C++ or C# on Godot? I can't remember. I think it was C# though. It might be C++. But yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, and GDScript is basically Python, or it's also very similar to JavaScript. I found it. I've used JavaScript before, and I found it was very similar to JavaScript. So almost like exactly the same. I was like, it's just JavaScript, but slightly different. Once I heard a quote, "Don't learn the engine to make a game, but make a game to learn the engine." Do you agree? I do agree, yes. I always tell people to follow tutorials, make little games that already exist, like basically just remake Mario, but in the engine you choose, and that's how you learn to use the engine. Robot, wow, he sounds. Robot is the person I was talking about. He will take approaches with code, just because he has such a background in code, where often I'll use like nodes or different things in the engine to make my approach. And both approaches are valid, like they both work. But it's interesting, like I said, how a different background or just a different mentality potentially will cause you to pursue a completely different solution to a problem. So, but how's it going, Robot? What's up? Pink Rat Metroidvanias with movement like Tomb of the Mask inspired the glam rock and Terminator movies. Oh, really? Terminator was inspired by a game? That's cool. I believe you can use C# and C++. Cool. You can use C++ and C#. Oh, everybody's answering. Need to learn how to make enemy movement. It's almost it depends on what kind of enemy, of course, you have. In mine, it's just more kinematic bodies. That's what they used to be called. They're called like player bodies now or something. Character body. That's what they're called. So the same thing that controls the player, I have it on the enemies, except obviously the code is just a little different. It's reacting to the environment around it instead of being controlled by inputs. So yeah. Bullen Boy, need to learn how to make enemy movement. Yeah, I just read that. Dude, it's mad hot where you live. It is. It is really hot. Yep. I am nice and toasty. I have to take my socks off soon. I run cold though, so I don't mind. Anyway, let's end this poll. Let's see where we're at. We got 50% for end room UI sprites. End the poll. Okay, so looks like we're gonna be working on the end room sprites. So we could do another poll. See what we're gonna work on first. We did draw the icons for these. Excuse me. All right, so we could do two things. Let's run this scene just because it'll be fun. So we could work on this part, the chips and whatever this part of the UI is, or we could work on this part, which is going to be the tubes with people in them. I'm not sure exactly how this is all going to work out, both for this and this, but I think we're going to focus on one or the other. So let's do another poll to decide that, because we're deciding the course that we'll take today. Which one to work on first? People or keys? Start poll. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm talking about there. If somebody joins the poll now, they'll be like, what? Tubes. Yeah, that's I want the tubes. Everybody wants the tubes. Great. It's gonna be harder to do though. guys are evil. Definitely do the tubes. If you do tubes, you need to do character design. Yeah, I'll have to draw actual people, which will be painful. It's going to be a long time drawing all these, just so you know. So if we do these, we're probably going to be drawing like one today, maybe two. Or we might not draw the actual people. We could just be drawing the space where the people will be and just kind of prototyping it out, making sure it looks all right and works, and then we can fine tune some of the drawings. I think that'd probably be the best strategy. I still hope for a monkey. Yeah, there's no monkey. Sorry. You can hope for it though, for sure. Choose your own adventure. The stream. Yeah, it is. This is the stream has turned into a visual novel. What's the tubes? The tubes are places where people are going to be stored, and you're saving them. And once you save one, then you have to start over again and save another person. So that's your motivation. That's your in-game motivation to win the game, is to save some people who don't actually exist because they're just digital concepts. So yeah. Did someone say monkey? Yes. I want your sample style from How Not to Make Game series. My sample style? What do you mean? What do you mean my sample style? Oh, my simple style. Good thing I can read. Man, I'm the worst. I want your simple style from How Not to Make Game series. So you think I should draw the people? Like, that's funny, actually. Wait, no, I can make my own game. I will copy your game and just replacing. Man, why was that word hard to read? Holy crap. Every enemy and character with monkey. Do it. Piecora Artindi, are you freaky? I don't know. That depends on definition, I think. Are the two people digital? Everything is digital. We're living in the Matrix, my friend. You're digital. Just kidding. I don't know. They're gonna be digital. Like, they're not real people. They're just pretend people. What's that face? Are you digital? I am. Pruitt? Is that how you pronounce that? Pruitt? No, there's an N in there. It looks like you could pronounce it Pruitt, but it's like Priwetne. I want to say the N and E is like silent though. You better not replace enemies with monkeys. Monkeys are friends. Monkeys are friends, not food. Mind blown. Do you have a set of schedules? Do you have a set schedule for when you like to stream? No, it changes every week. The time that I stream though is always the same. It's 2:30 my time, so almost an hour back from right now. During weekdays, on Saturdays I'll stream earlier than that, like 5 hours earlier, whatever your time zone is. And then it just depends on my availability during the week. Like tomorrow I'm not going to stream. I might stream the day after that. I might stream on Friday. We'll see. I try to post when I'm going to stream the night before, or at least the morning of. So there'll be like 5 or 6 hours before a stream where you can see that it's going to go live. If you join my Discord server, you'll get a ping and select the stream ping. Then you'll get a ping every time I stream. So that's a thing. Jack Robertson's, do you have any scheduled? Oh, I just read that. My goodness. I got to go to sleep. Have a good sleep. I'll catch you later. Artindi, are you real? Am I? Define real. All right, looks like we're going to end the poll in just a few seconds. So if you haven't voted yet, go ahead and vote. That's what we're going to be working on next. Yeah, you're right. So here's the idea. Let's keep it with the original concept. Robo monkeys. That's a little bit more like doable. If it was just a monkey, it'd be like, huh? Bamboo's Galumbo Collection would be a pretty fun game. Sounds fun. Quite the name. Quite the title. Prozion, are you only working on the game while you are streaming, or are you doing work off stream at times? A little bit. Mostly it's just on stream. Because, like I've said, the game's pretty much done. Like, it's all here. We're just making it look good. And I purposely saved these parts for streaming so that I could stream them. every once in a while there'll be something that I need to work on off screen. Like there was a bug causing one of the enemies to not damage the player. And rather than bore you all with coding lame things and finding bugs, maybe some people would find that interesting, but I think the vast majority find watching someone code to be boring. So rather than bore you with that, I do that off camera, do some off camera mining, and instead we get to look at all this fun stuff. We get to see bright shiny colors so that people care to actually watch the stream. I've watched people stream game development before, and when they're just doing coding, it's like, I don't know, it's interesting because it's game development, so it's interesting to me, but at the same time I'm also like, this is kind of boring. So it's much more fun to watch actual visuals being developed and made, in my humble opinion. Yeah, you're right. So here's the idea. Let's keep... I already read that. What is a Galumbo? I don't know. I would like to sign the monkey petition. No, Jordan, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't fall for it. Hey, we're ending the poll. 61% vote for the people. Great. Great. The hard part. Okay, fine. So let's do this. Let's do this then. Here's the end room. These are something. Environment end room. Tank placeholder. Let's see if we can find that. File. Open. Oh, it's gonna be fun to find. Let's see. Documents. Where's cost? Environment. End room. Tank placeholder. Let's open that. File open. Here's this placeholder too. It's like just the whole scene. Yeah. So tank placeholder is this thing. Boy, this is gonna be fun. How do we figure this out? So I think some people joined the stream. Does anyone know how to make TF2 character cheer in Gmod? Someone help him out. He needs to know. Have you tried Googling it? The hard part always should be first, so the rest feels quick and easy, and you don't have to dread working on the hard part later. That's valid. I've also heard the counter strategy of whatever it's called, the snowball strategy. You start out with the small things and you build momentum, and then that way everything's pretty much done except for the big hard thing, and you're like, well, it's pretty much done, might as well get this big hard thing finished, right? So I don't know, it could go both ways. I know you have completely covered how to fail game dev. Now how do I succeed? I've just made that video. Have you seen it? Just came out. How to fail at failure, it's called. And I pretty much go through everything again, but say what to do. Okay, so we need to make this look like glass. Let's see. Let's look for some inspiration. Glass, pixel art. Oh, it's also turned back on our music. There we go. Inspiration. You guys feel inspired yet? Okay, look at this. This is pretty cool. That would kind of work, wouldn't it? Might have to adjust it slightly so that it captures the idea of it being a tube. Let's look another one up. Glass tube pixel art. Let's look at that. Yeah, something like that. See that? Mwah, it's beautiful. Sorta. I don't know. It's a thing. It could work though if we did something like that. Or here's another one. So I guess the shading comes down to having kind of a highlight like this. Maybe a few highlights on the edges to capture the idea that it's glass. Let's see, that looks pretty good too. But we're going to have a lot more pixels to work with than that. So we can maybe pull something off. Is that pixel art? That's not pixel art. It's a big lie. I asked to see pixel art. They're giving me this garbage. It's not pixel art. It looks cool, but it's not pixel art. Rip off. Yeah, nothing else. Nothing else quite looks good. That's quite inspiring though, and so is this. So let's try one of these. I do like the color scheme, and it kind of matches the color scheme already in game. So maybe we'll go for that. Where are we? Here we are. Oh, but actually, yes, I hit my PC and it rebooted. That looks like a tube you would find in an underground lab. Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for, I think. Underground lab tube. Are you planning on this game being commercial? I am. There's going to be a free demo that cost $3.99 maybe, or $2.99, somewhere around there. Really cheap. So it'll be a really inexpensive free demo. What does the witch hat, the mighty Galumbo, so... I don't know. Snillbog is jealous of Galumbo's good... What are you guys talking about? Who the heck is Galumbo? Hi, Ryan Pog. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Glad to have you here. What's new? What's cooking? Good looking? Okay, let's try this out. Let's do... What color was it? It's kind of like this color, wasn't it? Actually, I don't know. It's more of a blue. It's a bit more on the blue side. Why won't it let me draw? Just draw it. Oh, because I had it transparent. Wah, wah. Okay, let me look at my inspiration again. It's gone. There it is. The inspiration. See, I'm not even hitting that color quite right. What is that color? It looks green. And brighter. I think I'm way too dark. I need to be up here. Yeah, let's go for it. And then we'll do a lighter transparent. And we'll look at this inspiration again. It's on my other screen, otherwise actually I can't actually watch the stream without can't see chat if I'm looking at my inspiration. Actually, maybe I can. We'll put it on one half over here, and then I'm narrating like you can see my other screen, but you definitely can't, so sorry. There we go. Now I can see the chat and the inspiration. Right. Where were we? Watching cooking. What you cooking, Mr. Artindi? We're cooking a like a test tube looking thing like this. But using different oh man, messed it up. But using these colors cuz they look dope. Did you experiment in game engines before choosing Godot? I did. I tried out Unity a little bit before Godot. Those were the only two that I tried out, but I liked Godot enough that I went for it. So there is the reflective line. We're gonna make it bigger. I'll add one more. I feel like it needs to be a little bit wider, like a true white, so I'm going to actually delete that. And then, oh no, see, it looks stupid. Let's go back. There. Okay, and then we'll take this same thing and put another line here. Like so. And one over here, like so. And then they have bubbles in their example. But I don't know if we're going to have bubbles. If we do have bubbles, they'll probably be animated and not part of this sprite. That's what I'm thinking. I'm messing everything up. All right, what do you guys talk about? Do you experiment in game engines? I did. Okay, Rod to Vistock is made in Godot and looks amazing. Road to Vistock, that's a game, I assume. There are some like really cool looking games that Godot is becoming more. Brotato was made in Godot. There's lots of games that are coming out that are like made in Godot that are legit. Love the background music, brings me back. Thanks. It's I stole it from another streamer because I was like, bro, what music do you use? And he said, this music, and it works. So I did have like no music for a while. That's kind of boring. Boombo is ridiculed by his peers as he did not receive his father's good looks. He travels alone. Does Schneelbog hate... Wow, you guys are like making a whole lore here, aren't you? Unless you're actually talking about something and I just don't understand what it is. So this almost looks a little bit too yellow. Let's do some experiments here. Let's see if we can do some hue saturation adjustments. Make it a bit more blue. That makes it red. This makes it a little bit more blue. I'll go with that. Then we'll actually go to blue. Take some blue samples. And just plop it in here on the edges. I think that could look good. I like this just bluer look better anyway. Nah, that looks dumb. Yeah, this looks yellow. What's with that? The hard part of working with like transparent colors is you have to like delete them to fill them in again, you know? There. Think that'll work? I don't know if it will. I'm having a lot of fun with GDevelop. No desire to learn a language with so many other things to learn around game design. True. If it's working for you, that's good. What do you think is the hardest level of what? Are you talking about Boombo? This is the most focused I've seen Artindi yet. So focused. Except it still just looks stupid. Let's just take this color and try again. So fill it in. And then we'll do a wider bit. Like so. Like so. And then we'll go touch lighter. Add single lines down like that. Wait, on the inside edge. What are he making right now? A tube. We're making like test tube kind of thing. And we're gonna put the people that you're trying to save inside of them. I think that works. Let's add a layer. And, oops, wrong button. Let's add a layer and see what it looks like with like a person behind it. We'll draw a little test person. Boy, what colors would that be? I don't even know. We'll do like this color. So a little test person. There, test person floating in the water. Boom. That's not bad. Stickman. One relationship of note is how Boombo learns to love his father again, as he slowly collects pieces of him scattered throughout his past life. Such drama. What's your dream game? My dream game? I don't even know. I don't even know what a dream game is. I want to make a video on that and be like, why do people think there's dream games? What is your dream game? How do you classify a dream game? Like, and then more importantly, it's always called the dream game. You know, there's one. So if you decide this is my dream game and then make that game, then do you no longer have a dream game because you made it? Right? There's only one dream game. And I've always thought it was odd that content creators are like, I made my dream game, and they'll make a video on it. And then it's like, all right, now what? For the next game you make, and then you make a video on that, you can't call it your dream game now because you done made your dream game. So yeah, just my thoughts. What is a game that you wish existed? Is that what the dream game is? Or could you say, I'm gonna make a dream game? I guess that could be something you say. Oh. Boy, yo, what's up, squad? How's it going, boy? Welcome to the stream. Some games that I wish existed that I want to make, of course. There's some survival games. I'm a big fan of survival games, base builders, those kind of things. So yes, I think I'd like to make some games like that. Very sandboxy, open-ended games. Basically, what Minecraft isn't, because they suck nowadays, but you know. Got very focused there for a second. Maybe don't make the reflection consistent top to bottom. It needs to change intensity at the angle to the eye changes. So you're saying something like, something like that, maybe. They do kind of do that in the inspiration picture. They have one part that's a little bit brighter highlighted. Do I need to add it to the back though as well in order to fully pull it off. You know? Your streams are so chill. Love watching them while I work on my game. Good to hear, Binary Goblin. Glad to have you here. Hopefully I'm not too distracting while you're working on your game, though. I'd hate to be a source of distraction. Do a little bit the same on these, I think. I'm gonna bring overall opacity down on this frame as well, or up, or whatever it's called. We're gonna change the alpha so that it's a little bit more transparent. That way, any details we add to the drawn character will still show up. Because at normal, it looks like they're like deep in there, but I kind of want to be able to, the player to be able to tell who it is they're saving, or a little bit about the person they're saving, you know? So we'll bring it down to like that, which makes it quite a bit more see-through. I think that'll work. Let's make another frame. So the placeholder, or did I just change the placeholder? Yeah. So what we have right now is just this placeholder, and all it does is it will light up when you select it. So we need some way to indicate that the tube you want to select is being selected. And we could do that not by changing the sprite itself, but maybe like adding some kind of light or highlight inside the tube or something like that. That could be good. Having Dream Game in your title is like a YouTube apology. We know you'll do it again, and it isn't true, but we will still watch it. Yeah, that sounds accurate. The team has more than doubled in size, and they are making a custom engine for the game. Cool. Wait, what? The tube looks square at the moment. It does. I think once we add the bits on the top and bottom, it will hopefully look a little bit more cylindrical. We'll see. I think I'm missing stuff. You get a new dream game every time you sleep, so you usually don't run out. I never sleep, though. I need to sleep more, actually. The games are trash. Snowbog was peak fiction. I can't believe they retconned him out of the game. You need to make a video about the history of Boombo. Do it. That would be a fun project. Because they're making this whole thing. Not that hammer. What? You guys are like having some full conversations here. All right. Let's make. I don't know. Let's make it light up a little bit here. Wonder if I can do that. Let's do it like just on here. We're gonna be a little cheaty. We're gonna use the gradient tool. We're gonna take this color and a brighter color like this, and one that's also a little bit less opaque. And then we will, okay, let's take that color, get rid of it, and then we'll, using that same color, which I can get from here, color, then we can go and, why is it doing that? What? There we go. And then the other one will be whiter and less opaque or more opaque. I can't remember if opaque is see-through or not see-through. And then I'm going to use this tool and have it like it's shining up from the bottom, right? See that? Except we need it to be not continuous. Like so. That way, when the player hovers over or selects it, it will be like, dong, like it lights up. It needs to be bigger than that, though. I just realized. There. So player hovers over it, and it's like, dunk, a light turns on underneath. Yeah, that's kind of cool. We need to do the same to the other bits, though, now. So let's do that. Take this color. And we will get rid of it, and then select a lighter color and do this. Wow, that's not right. What the heck happened? What happened? Oh, I messed up. That's what happened. This color and then this color. There we go. Okay, and then one more time, but with this one. See if we can do it right the first time this time. I think we will. Maybe. I don't know, I think it works. Yeah, it works good enough. We can go with it. We can fine tune it later. We're just making a prototype. Just something to get the idea across. Maybe the highlighted tube gets more / faster bubbles and a bit more light. Yeah, I agree. I think we'll have to make it a bit more interesting. We could even add external lights outside of the tube. But yeah, for now we're gonna just do that. So this dude in the background, though, we need to take him out of there. Let's save him somewhere else because he's not actually gonna be here. Delete layer. Goodbye. Delete frame. We're gonna save this and see if it just updates straight into there. Yeah, look at that. There we go. Okay, and then we also have that placeholder art from this. And this is where we could put the people, but I think we're gonna need different something different there. But let's just select, like, let's just adjust this to be like a nice color to correspond with this. So we're gonna go with this color, but we're gonna make it a little darker and a little less transparent for the background. And then we'll go ahead and delete all these. Oops. I said delete them. Fill them in. And clear that there. And then same thing here, actually. We're gonna fill this in. Then delete this. Fill that in to match. There we go. Saving, and then we'll see how it looks here now. I am so focused on this right now. I haven't even read chat for like forever. I'm sorry guys, I'm the worst. There we go. Looks kind of cool. All right. Bye, Jordan. Sorry, I wasn't looking at chat, but I'll catch you later. Can you add guy position in the corner? I'm bored. What is can you add? I don't know. I don't even know what that is. You have to explain what that is. Gilbert the Crow, or the Gilbert the Cow. I read Crow. Dude, do you have a Discord server? I do have a Discord server. Should be a link in the description. You can join it. Feel free. Then you can also get pinged if you join the description or join the Discord whenever I go live. So, if you care about that sort of thing. Is Artindi still streaming? Yeah, I am. Goodbye, Bowling Boy. I'll catch you later. Or were you saying goodbye to somebody else? Were you guys all saying bye to Monkey with a Mask? My bad. This is what happens. This is how to fail at streaming once again. Here to show you guys the way. You could add a shade like enchantment glint in Minecraft. That could be cool. Maybe something like that. Like a shader. I'd have to learn how to actually make shaders. Yeah, search Gaiet compilation. Gaiet compilation. Gaiet compilation. I gotta regret searching this. Yeah, it does look questionable. Maybe keep the questionable stuff out of the chat. Someone should take a turn-based game with randomized dungeons and call it Rogue. Great idea. Hey, that sounds original. Got some tea and came back. Shame everyone else is gone. Who else? Has everybody gone? No, what did I miss? Bro's history is cooked. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. That's why I do stuff not on camera, just in case you guys are having me suggesting I look up questionable things. Every once in a while people suggest like legit stuff that's like, hey, that's kind of cool, but you never know, because I don't know what lots of this stuff is. And so if you don't know, you might be missing out on something, you know. Okay, this will maybe work for now. We don't have the actual background even, so, but that's something that we'll probably end up drawing in this, or in this, whatever. So like we could add the metal bits in right here, and then add these in as a separate sprite somehow in between this sprite and this sprite. In fact, let's do that. Let's save as, we're going to name this person. We'll name it test person, because when we actually draw people, we'll give them real names. Test person. Call it a PNG file. Save the test person. So now here in Godot, sprite 2D, that's this thing, and then we have the buttons which are on top of that thing. So if we add a person, oh, what am I doing? We're adding a sprite. I think my brain's shutting down or something. We're adding a sprite and we put it at this point in the scene, then it should appear in between this one and this one. I could adjust the Z layers, but this works just as well. And we'll name this test person without a space, because that makes things easier. Test person, and let's find test person here. Test person, drop that in right there. Boop. Wow, it's small. We need to change the scale. Transform, I can't remember what the scale was. I think it's like 1.5 maybe. Nope. It's like 4. Is it 4? Nope. It's 3, isn't it? Yeah. Times 3 scale. I can just plop them in right there. Just like that. Magic. Then we can redraw different characters to be saved, and then attach some code to them so that when you save them, the sprite won't show up anymore. and they could even have like a teeny tiny animation when you hover over them or something. I don't know. We'll see. But let's see how this looks now. This one's bugged for some reason. I don't know why. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I think adding okay, here's what's up. So when we click on this and it gets lighter on the bottom, I think that's dope. Okay, that's the light on the tank itself. But the character in here will have lighting similar to what we see on the edge of the tank, where the light source will be up here. But then when you click on it, we'll swap the sprite out of the character that we've drawn so that the light comes up from below. So it will light up like their legs and the bottoms of their arms and stuff. Depending on, of course, on their position. And I think that will add a little bit of a cool effect as well. So look it up, please. Look up what? Got another questionable thing for me to look up. Someone should make a rogue based on Dungeon Original Zelda. Artindi is unaffected by brain rot. Unaffected. Nice try to affect me. Lol, I did it with amateur. Is that kid making a script? Look up Edge compilation. Nah, we're good. I know what that one is. I'm making a script. Whatever you do, do not search Edge compilation. He's like trying to save me. He's like, no, Gilbert the Crow, don't do it. Preserve his innocence. You degenerate. I love it. Look it up, please. No, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. Gilbert the Crow. Quit asking me to look stuff up. You lost your level of trustworthiness. I can't trust you now. Bad idea. Yeah. Perwitnan. I want to pronounce your name so bad. You gotta tell me how to pronounce your name because it's spelled so cool. Why are there 7 Slendermen in jars? That is a good question. They're just placeholders. We're gonna change each one of these people out for something more appealing, of course. The other thing we have to do is keep in mind what the player looks like from above, because it's top down. And then when we get to that scene, it turns to side view of what, like, it turns to first person. Actually, technically, it's first person, because what we're looking at here in this room, this is his arm. This is it, like this is where the wristwatch would be. His hand would be right here, elbow right here. Right, so we're looking at his arm. He's holding up his arm to look at his available keys. Right? So it's a first person. We're making a first person game. Just so you know. But when we draw these characters, we need to draw them in a way that the top down character will, or whatever the style is of the top down character, it would look the same. Like if you were to look at one of these people from above, they would look the same as our main character, who we see mainly from top down. Potentially. I mean, top down is very limiting, so we might not have to worry about that so much. But we will have to worry about is however we draw them here is how they're also going to have to look, obviously, but in different positions in the end screen when you die or when you win, because they'll be redrawn again, either crying over your dead body or celebrating that you saved them all. Oh, I need to not kill them. I need to die so I can show you there. So here you'll see the dead main character if you lose, and then whoever you've saved thus far will be standing over your body and lamenting that you died saving them but didn't save all of them. And then you'll be like, "Ah, man, I only saved 2 people." And then you'll try again. So it's also a motivator to try again, you know. Is the lighting a thing in Godot? Yes, yeah. All the lighting that we've put in here so far was just is built into Godot. I didn't have to do anything especially difficult to make this. And once we added the lighting, holy moly, it made everything look so much cooler. What you doing? You got paper? What are you gonna do with that paper?
You want one?
Oh, do I want a paper?
Maybe.
I'm good. I don't need a paper.
Yeah, wait for me.
Close the door.
Okay.
Should I have taken the paper? He offered so kindly. I should have just taken it. I'm such a jerk. The lighting looks sick. Oh, also, hi Rob. How's it going? I heard that you banned yourself. I don't know if it's true. Maybe you just pulled a prank, but... Looks amazing already. I know, it looks really dope. But we're gonna make it even better. One step at a time. I mean, most of this, I think, is just about done. Like, there's not much else. Maybe the crit. Oh, also the explosion that happens when you revive. That. Yeah, we need to do something about that. We could probably just do the same effect as the explosion from the... but a different color. We could do, like, blue. But when... Like when these bombs go off. Yeah, we could just do that, but in blue. Or white. Because your sword's white. Although I did draw the sword and made it white, because I was like, I can just change the color in Godot if I want to do a different color. So that's why it's white, but it kind of looks good white. I mean, swords are kind of that metal color anyway, so it works. But it's obviously not a normal sword, because look what it's doing. It's like whipping around your whole body. It's supposed to be more of like a futuristic laser, but slash sword still. Like an energized sword or something. I don't know. I'm just... As my brain canon was saying, that's what it was. Doesn't have to be, though. Who cares? I only changed my profile picture for a while. I remember how you drew that sword. Oh yeah, were you watching that when I was drawing that? That was, not very professional. But it works. I've pointed this out before. The attack extends further behind you than it does in front of you. So if you wanted to be like a speedrunner and be the most effective, you'd walk backwards while you have the full circle attack. You'll have a further reach by like a few pixels. I think I even get some advices of when I drew the sword, like it helped you, it inspired you. It's not so much a lore script as it is a history of script. Does the NVIDIA pop-up get annoying? Oh, like whenever I start this, does it pop up every time? It does get annoying, actually. Is it gonna pop up? Let's see. Or is it? Yeah, there it is. It does get annoying, especially when I'm trying to record video footage. Because then I gotta wait, 12 seconds for it to disappear. I had to figure out how to turn it off. Especially with the next video I'm going to make. I have to record a lot of video footage of different games. Particularly right when the game is starting. So, yeah, I'll need to make that go away. Love the you lose. Yeah, that's it's next level end screen there. Just say you lose. Placeholders call for that simplicity. Win sound design, Mr. Streamer. That will be after we're done with all the art stuff. I think then we'll pursue some sound design and some music, and then it will be like delicious. That's because I've added music relatively early on in the past, or certain sounds, and it can get it can grind on you. That might be a sign that it's just I picked bad sound effects or something, or bad music or whatever. But when you're constantly playtesting it, it can, and you hear it all the time, it can feel bad after a while. So I'm gonna hold off on that for now. No, Artindi, I gave you advice when you were drawing the sword. Ah, okay. I believe you did. I think I even gave some advice. Oh, wow. I just suck at reading. Still think bigger enemies should have bigger death explosions. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, you're probably right. Let's see. So, like, the particle effects and everything should be larger on these guys. Or we could just make the smaller dudes have smaller explosions. Like, why does that guy get to explode so big? That way the bigger guys feel like they're a little bit more... There's a little bit more substance to them. Yeah, why does he break into 5 pieces? That shouldn't be. Let's fix that. Pathbot. Let's see, spawn chunks 2 to 3. But for some reason it was still spawning like 5. Let's change it to like 1 to 2. Spew chunks, that's the name of this function. We named it very appropriately. So that is what's happening. Okay, let's see if that changes anything. Most games play repeated sound effects at a random pitch within a certain window. It's true. I even made a video about that. Why is it still spawning like 5? Do you see that? Oh, that one did 2. That one did 3. It should literally be impossible to spawn 3 like that. What's going on? Like this room's full of them. Yeah, it's broken. It's not working. Spawn amount. It's a random range between 1 and 2. Oh, I know why. It's because I starts at 0. So if we start at 0 and 1, then that should work. My bad. I forgot. When you code, you start counting at 0. That's like the first thing they teach you in coding anything. There we go. Okay, then we could adjust these guys. The next smallest one to be just a little bit. We could have that one be 1 and 2, I think. Spawn spew chunks. So we'll have this one be 1, 2, 2. Then the cannon can be 4 to 7. That's a lot. We could probably leave it. Bomb cannon should also be 4 to 7 because they're about the same size. Yeah, 4 to 7. And then I think there should be a noticeable difference if we run it like that. Let's see. Will robots be voice acted? No, they'll just be some sound effects. We'll figure it out when we get to it. I think it'll be whatever we end up. It'll be satisfying. How's that? Is that a little bit better? If we make the smaller robots explode smaller, it's the same thing as making the bigger robots explode bigger. It's all relative. I think the middle ones should be just a little bit bigger than that. Change it to 2 to 3. So at least 3, maybe 4. And at the same time the cannons are doing at least 4 but up to 8. So I think that'll work. Real Fars coming in with a donation. How's it going, Real Fars? Thank you for the donation. That's very appreciated. What a hero. Oh look, I can send a heart. I hearted it. Thanks, Real Fires. Makes my day every time. Hello, I like money. That kid where add a very minutely small random chance for a burp to play instead of the attack sound. Like a 0.0001% chance. And then if you hear the burp and then win the game, then you get the pizza ending. That's what we'll do. Yeah, make the big bots feel chunkier. Yeah, they got up to 8 pieces will fly off of them. So it'd be a pain in the neck to adjust the scale of the particle effects though, based on which bot dies. So I think for now we'll leave it, but we could visit it again. We'll go to the to-do list. Edit. Adjust size of robot deaths. according to, or death animations, according to size of robot. Have you ever heard of Dreams on PS4? I'm using it to create my game. There's a PS4 game engine? That's cool. Seems like it'd be hard to use a PS4 to make a game. If you pay me $100, I'll donate $100. That'd be very inefficient because YouTube takes a cut. So I'd be paying you $100 and then I'd only get back whatever portion YouTube doesn't take. So it wouldn't even be like a funny joke because it'd just be me throwing like $20 into the wind. Do you worry about game marketing? A little bit. I think everybody does because it's not easy. Yeah. Because you gotta like contact streamers, you gotta like do all sorts of stuff. Basil, how's it going? Basilor, what's cooking? Welcome to the stream. Thebel, Phantom, Axolotl, indeed. What's up? Solitary Elite. How are you doing? All right, I think we got this going pretty well so far. We're gonna need a bit more than just floating tubes. I wonder why this one's bugged though. I can figure that out. But for now, I think we can come in here and just polish it up a little bit. I ought to get colors from the same sprite set though. Let me see. Let's open up one of the robots. Or we could take the color from the Destructibles. That's a good color. We'll use that as our base color and then play with it from there. So we'll do this. And we'll go a little bit wider here. Gonna kind of copy the inspiration that we have. Like so. And then do that again. Okay, then we go a little bit darker and should be able to add a little bit of shade to this side because most of the light is coming from the right hand side, so it'd be shaded on this side. And I'm doing this based on the inspiration too. They kind of do that. A little bit more shade on this side, some reflection in the same spot. So we're going to pursue something similar to that. In Poland we have a trick called Twix where you put middle finger and pointed finger next to that hanging thing in your mouth and you squeeze it and then you can throw up on command. I didn't know there's a name for that. Yeah, so that's just how people barf. They stick a finger in the back of their throat. Godot, my beloved. How's it going, pizza guy? Really pick, I'll try it right now, just in fact check. Just to fact check. Wait, what'd you say? Oh, okay. You're gonna barf. Do it. Let us know how it was. How do I fail at tax evasion? Asking for a friend. By doing your taxes, because then you won't evade your taxes at all. Like you'll have done that. So that's how you fail at it. What am I doing? You guys are distracting me. As usual. As usual. We've got a bit brighter. And I don't know where to put it, so we're going to copy paste this right into here. some magic like this. Go one even brighter. Yeah. Go one even darker for inside here. Alright. How's that look? Does that look super dope? We'll be able to know a little better if we look at in this scene, but first I'm just going to copy paste this down the line here. There we go. And then I should be able to just take this whole thing, copy it, paste it, flip it vertically, and then put it on top, like that. Then we'll delete this. We'll copy this down. There we go. Let's see how it looks. I have returned. I'm in your walls. Remini, you're always in my walls. Hey, that looks pretty good. How's that look, boys and girls? Are those people in tubes? Yes, we're doing some experiments. Don't tell the government. Actually, the government's behind it. I think the base should be wider than the glass. I agree. This is me following the inspiration. But I think I was feeling the same thing, and you put my feelings into words. Legally stupid. Thank you. Thank you. Cheese Anton just joined. What are you making? Welcome, Cheese Anton. We're working on some UI, sort of, for this room that you'll be in. It involves people in glass. Glad to have you in the stream, though. Welcome. Sorry that I suck at reading stream. Add some fluid in the tubes to make it look like life support fluids. Yes. I could reduce like the height of this blue a little bit, maybe, to make it look like they're floating in it. Maybe animate it as well. Yeah, we'll have to experiment and really polish it up, make it look super fancy. I do believe these might need expanded though. Let's see what that looks like. Let's try it out. If we pop this over one, actually, let's try that again. We'll copy paste it over one, and then same thing on this side. Copy paste it over one. And let's just see what that one looks like. Store your money in multiple accounts or in cash. IRS will have a much harder time when they don't really know where to look. Are you showing how to? Yeah, I think a little bit wider like that that looks a lot better. I agree. But if we make it wider, I think the lights on this should be a little over to the side, like that. So maybe this one can, no, that one's just to be there. These ones do need to move over one more, like so. Let's check it out. Add bubbles. We're gonna add bubbles, but not in this drawing. Yeah, look at that. That looks dope. This looks way too flat. This looks good. See it? I'm looking at the inspiration and making it better, because we are better. We're better than the inspiration. We get inspired, and then we make it even better. So we're just gonna delete all these and re-copy paste this over everything. Or some fluid leaks, that could be good. We're gonna add some, we'll add some more characteristic-y whatever things to it later on. And this scene does need to be important because you're gonna, like, it's the main motivator for like walking through the whole place. So we're gonna make it look as good as possible, of course. For now, we're gonna get it to just a place where we can start improving it. Like, we don't even have anything in place, so one thing at a time. flip vertical, and it goes right there. Let's check it out. Nor fluid leaked. Weird chat, in my opinion. I don't see how adding bubbles to my taxes helps me here. Looks neat, says Cheese Anton. Thank you. So far, if you haven't seen any of the streams before, it's an inverted roguelike. Basically, we're coming to the end of a run. We pick someone to save. Those are placeholder people for now. We'll pick someone to save and which ability we will use to save them. And then we lose the ability and the environment gets harder based on the person we save as well. And then you have to play through again with one less ability, do the whole thing again, and each time you run through, you lose an ability until you can get through, save everybody. The last run, you'll have basically no abilities, and it'll be harder in that way. So it becomes more difficult as you play. But yeah. Okay. That's pretty good. Pretty good so far. What else? What else? I feel like this needs to be maybe attached to the floor more or something. We also need to communicate to the player which... maybe we could do it on the wrist thing. Cause like I'm gonna save this guy, and then it'll be like, if you do that, then you can make the cannons fire faster. And then if you pick that guy and you want to use this chip, then on this side it will say, like there'll be two displays. One display here, one display here. And then that way the room is still free to be drawn as is. Or do we need to like, I don't know where it would even go. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on this one. Or does there need to be a pedestal somewhere like in the middle, like right here? Because you gotta put the keys somewhere. Or do we need to draw a little input station next to each one of these, you know? That might be a thing. Wait, the second does your family hate you and help robots to make them stronger, or more of them did this? Did they escape from you and consistently got into these tubes? What if you actually do force them to save? I don't really know. You're just saving them, and then for whatever reason, them being in a tube makes the environment not as strong. It kind of breaks down at that point. So just don't think about it. I don't know. I mean, we could try to solve those problems and figure out what the lore is exactly. Yeah, I just started using Game Maker. I was wondering if you would recommend the code version or the box things. If you can learn to code, you have a lot more... Well, that's not necessarily true. The box things is like the visual coding versus normal code. I don't know what Game Maker uses for its code language. Is it C#? Yeah, I don't know 100%. I might be the wrong person to ask because I've never really used a visual coding before. I've only ever used written code. So I would say written code, but I take that for a grain of salt because I've never used the other one. So, All right, I think with all this knowledge, I can successfully not fail at tax evasion. I'll do that last step first. Let me find some tubes real quick. Do you pay your taxes? Of course not. Shh, I mean I do. Of course I do. Chill Mechanic, cool name. Welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you chat so far. How's it going? Protagonist is a villain. This is true story. Personality, I don't. I use the part with tubes all the time. Maybe what it is there's like a threat level being detected by the AI, and each time you free a person, the threat level rises. but depending on which person you freed, it will trigger a different rise in the threat level. And so it's like, I'm going to save this person, and then the threat level will rise to code green, and that means that the paths will be longer, and so on. And so as you keep saving people, the AI is trying to stop you from saving them, and so based on which person was saved, the threat level will increase. That's kind of weak, but that's the best I got. I don't know how to code, and have been using box scripts for my whole thing so far in Unreal 4. Nice. The visual scripting. I mean, visual scripting can be as powerful as normal scripting, especially if you're not doing anything terribly complex. If you need to make something a bit more on the complex side, or original, or whatever else that might be, like much more complex, then I would recommend using actual code, because I think you'll be able to achieve higher levels of complexity with normal code than you would with visual scripting. So does each person buff the game in a different way then? I could be wrong though. I'm still thinking about that visual scripting thing. I could be wrong, but who knows. So does each person buff the game in a different way then? Yes, when you save them, like if you save this person, you're going to get longer paths on the path enemies. If you save this person, the cannons are going to fire faster. This person, then more enemies will spawn. If you save this person, then the enemies will be stronger. They'll have more hit points. So, yeah, and I can't click on this one because it's bugged. So yeah, that's I don't know why, but that we gotta somehow make it make sense, but in very little stuff. You a cool dude. Well, thanks. It's because I don't pay taxes. I mean, I do pay taxes. Sir, I sent a whole lore idea and tagged you. How are you this bad at reading? Where? I have returned, and that's the only time you tagged me since you returned. It had to have been in a different stream, which, I mean, don't blame me for missing it. I missed a lot of chats. So, you know, just rewrite it. Tag me again. If it fits in a single chat, I mean, it can't be that big, right? Since you're losing buffs, is there any incentive to explore? No, there's not a whole lot of exploration. In fact, it's very linear. You're just going from point A to point B through a semi-random generated area. They're pre-made sections that are randomized, so you get 5 pre-made sections in a random order. And you get to here, and that's when you pick a buff to lose. Then you do it again. You do it 7 times. So, yeah. I don't know if that answered your question. But it's not like I don't like it. It's my favorite game dev. Well, hi, Stay Real. How's it going? Since you're losing buffs, is there any incentive to explore? Oh, yes, and to answer that, there's not a whole lot of exploring to do. It's pretty much just get from here to here. And then if you do, then do it again, but now harder. The message got purged. Huh, interesting. My box is very comfy. I have a pillow in there. I also have a blanket, but in summer, I don't use it. That's how you evade taxes. Live in a cardboard box. Can't pay taxes if you don't have money. Okay, how do we solve that though? Like, I'm rating Remini. Let me know what your lore idea is, so I can either take bits I like or just shoot it down completely. This is inverted though. I think this needs to be on the bottom, and then this needs to be on the top, like so. It should have tagged you, but it didn't. What happened? Technology is failing us. We've become too reliant. What we could also do is have like the floor will be right here, but to give it a sense of scale, maybe we could draw like these cords that come off the floor or come off of these things and like wind on the floor. And then as they come closer to you, they'll become a little bit thicker. Until they're really large like that. Let's see. Oh, wrong scene. Yeah, I just need some lighting. But we could have those. We could even have some of them like overlap each other. That could be cool. And maybe have some coming out of the tops as well. Like the life support tubes or something. I kind of like that. It should have tagged. Will this affect the meta of the first Super Smash Brothers game? My game? Probably. I think it will. I think so. Do you listen to music when you develop? Depends on what I'm doing. If I'm just drawing or I'm just coding, I will. I'll listen to different music depending on what I'm doing. If I'm drawing, it'll be a little bit more chill, I think. Of course, it depends on what I am drawing, what the feel I'm trying to capture with the drawing. Sometimes I'll listen to like EDM when I'm drawing, I think. When I'm coding, though, I'll listen to like really, really hard dubstep, like crazy, intense dubstep. It's insane. Lore idea. The people are captured by machines and are kept alive by life support in exchange for knowledge. If they are freed, the machine reroutes the energy to a certain hazard. Yeah. But then, now here's the question. How do we communicate that to the player without saying very much at all? Like, we need to communicate that basically with just visuals. Maybe as much as just a word or two or something, right? We could do... Oh, maybe, okay, wait. I think I know what you're talking about. So they're like tapping into the knowledge of the person they have captured. But then if the person isn't there, then they're like, well, we're not using any energy here now. So let's reroute that energy. I think I understand what you're saying now. We'll reroute that energy towards this hazard, right? So we could indicate what energy is being used, maybe above them. We'll have a little display, maybe, and it will have a symbol showing what they are. So like more floor hazards, longer paths. We'll have to come up with some more icons to represent that, maybe. Artindi, the wires have alternate red flags or red rings that turn black when turned off. The wires have alternating red rings that turn black when turned off. Oh, okay. So like some like glowy bits on these. That could be pretty fun. I'm not trying to distract you from work, but have you played Cry of Fear? I have not played Cry of Fear. And you are distracting me. Nice job. How dare you? Let's see. Cry of Fear. Looks scary. A cat. I'm scared. It's free to play though. This is really slow. Seeing the multiplayer horror game based on Half-Life 1 engine. This trailer is very slow. Oh, 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 they did. GG, game's over. You died in the opening cutscene. Monsters? Oh no! Oh, but it's a multiplayer game? Best single player of the year. I thought it said it was multiplayer. Looks pretty legit. This is using the Half-Life 1 engine. Oh, he didn't make it. It's kind of loud though. The Half-Life mod is terrible. Oh, it is a Half-Life mod? Let me go back to the cheerful Nintendo jazz music. Cut the first like 15-30 seconds of the train and we good. I want my feet were crazy. I was crazy once. And then they locked me in a room. A rubber room with the rats. And the rats make me go crazy. It's a good solution. What's this? It's on sale. Patron. Do 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 do. Looks weak. I'll pass. Let's see what else I got. Banishers. That looks like quite the RPG. 20% off. Scars Above. 80% off. Does that mean the game sucks? No, it's mostly positive. I don't know. Never heard of it before. No Man's Sky is on sale. Valheim's on sale. What has chat become? They're talking about being crazy or something. It's actually not that bad. Chat's pretty chill right now. So, but how's it going, Kool-Aid Drinker? Welcome to the stream. We're just we're being distracted right now. What is this game? See, I've never heard of it, but on an alien, there's holograms. That way you know it's the future. Otherwise, there's no other way to know you're in the future.
The custodian. He's trying to stop us. Hey, get out of there!
The whole world is relying on us.
Giant geometric spaceship.
Since the dawn of
Geometrically shaped
humankind,
spaceship.
our species has gazed toward the skies and wondered.
You have to have a line like that so that you know it's like a spaceship thing. Our species has gazed towards the stars and wondered what could be. Yeah, that's...
Whether we were truly alone.
Our supply failure.
Hermes is being pulled towards it.
Hang on, everyone.
Oh no. Cliche things.
Your friends are trapped just as you are.
Oh no.
Let's do this.
Please do what you can. I hope it's not too late.
Scars. We called it Scars because it was a typo. We meant to write stars. Whoopsie. The C key isn't even close to the T key. But they sent us back the wrong logo and we didn't want to pay for another one, so we went with it. The dialogue always annoys me. Like, bro, show me the game. Maybe add some music and be good. Yeah, I didn't really see much of like gameplay or anything that original.
What is this place?
Is this the gameplay?
Hello, Dr.
So you start out. This looks like Lara Croft in space.
This used to be a beautiful
You even get the tank top.
until it was destroyed.
Oh no.
My head! Did the metahedron bring us here?
I don't know what any of these things are.
Since
Just
the dawn
like
of humankind,
Hermes is being pulled.
this is the same trailer.
Your
Like
tool
they're
is
showing.
but the beginning.
Oh, a puzzle.
You must become stronger. You must.
Yeah, they have 2 trailers that are like just the same thing. Recent views are mixed. Yeah. The T is silent. Nice. I see what you did there. Spaceships only need aerodynamics if they fly in atmosphere. That's true, actually. There's this channel on YouTube. I forgot what it's called, but he talks about spaceships. He's a total nerd. And he points out like actually good spaceship designs. And they're not aerodynamic at all because you don't need aerodynamics in space. You just need thrust. And yeah, but you can shape a spaceship in a way that's optimal for space combat, but they don't look appealing, and so Hollywood and video games don't make them look that way because they look silly. But in real life, if we ever get to space flight, as we try to optimize things, I'm sure we'll actually end up with spaceships that look that way. But then again, Elon Musk's rocket was made pointy just because it looks cool, and I respect that. Okay, so it's cheese. Okay, so it's cheese. We can add more of these wires in, I suppose. This needs to be layered. It needs to be its own sprite. So that way I can draw the wires wherever I want them to be. But I think these wires will add a bit of depth to where this machine is. But then again, the player's eye level, like if we're going to try to make this accurate, the player's eye level would be about like here, I think, or here, which means you'd be able to see the top of these rings. They wouldn't be quite so flat. So in order to fix this, I feel like these need to be up even higher on some kind of pedestal or something. I don't know. I could make them bigger. I could do... oh, did I close it? Silly. Such a silly goose. Environment. End room. Let's open this back up. Let's delete this. We'll redraw it once we actually finalize what we're doing. I could make them a little bit taller by doing a little something like this. And just on one side. Or we could even attach these just for the sake of variation. Yeah, that way it doesn't just look like the same thing being repeated over and over. There. I don't know if that necessarily fixes the perspective thing, but then again, it is just pixel art. Nobody really cares about perspective, except me, I guess. Make the chip screen a computer. So the chips here are attached to the player, which is potentially what's giving him his abilities. So this is his forearm that you're looking at, like the back of his forearm, like he's wearing a massive watch or something. And so, yeah, that's what that is. I'm not sure. Also, we designed fantasy spaceships before we sent people to space, which is mainly why spaceships are designed to look aerodynamic, where there's time for general people thought spaceflight did. The reason why a lot of the space shuttles and spaceships are aerodynamic right now is because they do still have to fly an atmosphere in order to get into space. But if you make a spaceship in space and only ever fly it in space, like many of the ships in Star Wars, like some of the larger ships in Star Wars, you don't need to be aerodynamic. And so the Death Star is actually accurate because it doesn't need to be pointy. It could be a big fat circle or something like that, because there's no atmosphere to resist. If you make a ship that flies in atmosphere and in space, then you probably do need it to be aerodynamic so that you can fly it in atmosphere. When are you adding the baby crying sound effect? Probably never. That sounds questionable. That'd be so annoying. Look at Doki Doki Literature Club. It's literally made for you. This is the last one. Sorry. I have looked at Doki Doki Literature Club. Actually, people have brought it up many times in an attempt to prove to me that visual novels are, in fact, games. And so I watched a playthrough of Doki Doki Literature Club because I didn't want to actually get it myself, just to see. And it's not a game; it's a visual novel. But it's a highly praised one. I mean, people really like it. So of the visual novels out there, it's definitely a good one, I'm sure. From what I saw, anyway, it did seem like it was pretty quality. This chat is crazy once. This chat was crazy once. Well, I don't know. Is it still crazy? In that case, make it a hologram. Yeah, I kind of want to make these see-through when we do add them, but they do also have to be a physical chip that you can pick up and insert into something. So we'll have to figure that out. This is an inverted roguelike. Or were you answering a question for somebody? An inverted roguelike? Yes. Techno ruffles. You lose abilities as you go. That's the idea. The most efficient ship would probably be a cube with massive reactors in the middle and an insane amount of boosters around it. Yeah, something like that. It might not actually necessarily be efficient unless you need efficiency for just changing direction instantly. But all you need is big thrusters on one side and then enough thrusters to be able to turn it around. And that is slightly more efficient because then once you turn around, you can put all your effort into moving in one direction. And then you don't have wasted large thrusters on the sides or the fronts or whatever. You just have large thrusters on one side. So in a way, it's a little bit more efficient. Look up this and click the second result. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. I already tried that. Okay. Remini, use the cube as armor, plus it has a lot of surface area. Yeah, but if you have spaceships that can fly in space, potentially there's technology in place besides just thrusters to move you around in space. You know, like if you have artificial gravity, why couldn't you use that to also just move your ship around, you know? Actually, I think the most optimal shape for a spaceship built in space would be a sphere. That could be. It depends, again, on what kind of thrust you have. Is it an actual thruster burning fuel or some kind of something? Or is it a gravity altering device? If that's the case, then it really doesn't matter what shape your ship is because you can just change gravity and thus move your ship. So, or is it something even more complex than that, like a freaking wormhole that you just teleport through or something? I don't know. Depends on how you move around. What propels your ship? Have you seen any Seth Nolan's devlogs? He made a very interesting game mechanic. I think I've heard the name. I haven't seen his devlogs though. I'm not sure. I don't think I have. Banana. Is there any loot? Do you get weapons and such? No, I'll show you. I'll show you real quick. It's really very simple. So we'll run it here while I'm reading chat. Hey, books are interactive. You have to turn the pages to get access to more content. So are they games? Interactability is just assumed aspect of games, but movies are interactive. You have to look at the screen. So interactability is not the only necessity for something to be classified as a game. It is just an apparent necessity, so it's never included in a description because all activities are interactable. So by nature of it being in the larger definition of an activity, then it is interactable, as all activities are. So I've seen people try to define a game as just something that you interact with on a computer or whatever else it is, and I'm like, that falls a little bit short, because technically it's correct, but it is not specific enough. How do you fail at opinions? By having one, probably. Everybody fails there. I don't know. That's a little too meta, I think. Would the device only change the gravity on the ship? That's a good question. I don't know. Like a lot of science fiction movies, just because it's a lot easier, have artificial gravity. And unless they have the artificial gravity where the ship spins and therefore you're pushed by inertia to the edges, and so the floors are actually the walls, which is a legit way to make gravity in space. If you have some kind of fictional device that's just making artificial gravity, which a lot of shows and books have, then like, why can't you develop that technology a bit more and make just move your ship with gravity, like gravity thrusters, you know? So, I don't know. Just my thoughts. Would the device then change the gravity on the ship? Yeah, like it'd be, I guess it'd be moving itself too. Yeah. Search results for this change. I believe they do, but I'm still gonna not search it. Yeah, I'm curious about your ISOU series. What do you consider unique? I feel like there aren't many unique ideas left, just unique implementations or executions. What do you think is unique? I think you have something valid there. A lot of times it can be just a unique combination of mechanics that haven't been seen before. But I also think we will be surprised by how many new ideas will continue to come out. Like, it's always going to feel like there's just nothing new that can be made, and we'll just keep expanding that list as we go. And that's the challenge, though, is it feels like, but there's nothing new, until someone makes it, and then you're like, wow, why didn't I think of that? It makes so much sense, you know? So I feel like there's more out there that's unique than we believe there is, because we haven't discovered it yet, obviously. But then again, I could be wrong. Maybe we're just out of ideas and just pooping out the same stuff now. Then again, all the time we see new games come out that are just like, wow, that's so cool. Never seen that before. So it does happen less often now, but that's just what happens with any industry, I think. If anything interactive was a game, programming is in assembly would be the least fun game I can think of. Yeah. If you could add some attack feeling like in Dying Light, I believe it would be cool. Some attack feeling. How do you mean? Some like more oomph than what we have so far. It feels a lot better than it first did, because we have a little bit of screen shake and whatever else. Let's do longsword. We're gonna have a little teeny circle now. My attack. Artindi, I'm making a boss rush game where you have to dash into a certain projectile to gain ammo. Interesting. See, that's pretty unique. I haven't heard that before. I mean, see, and that's a combination of mechanics, I suppose. It's a boss rush game, and you have to gain ammo by being aggressive, but having it be that you jump in the path of a certain projectile to gain ammo is relatively unique. So it could be like just the combination of things. I don't know if I'm going to survive while I'm reading chat, but we'll see. It's going to keep getting harder. It's going to make it harder and harder to read chat. Gravity puts force on an object relative to another, so having the super sci-fi artificial gravity explained to a believable amount is up to the writer's idea within those confines. If it doesn't follow that logic, it ends up feeling wrong to our brains. I agree. Sci-fi is only accurate as far as like the current knowledge we have of the scientific world around us anyway. So if you, well, at the same time, sci-fi, you could pretty much just do anything. Just be like, yeah, inertia works this way, but hey, look, we invented a thing called inertia dampeners, and that way we can have a ship accelerate to 1,000,000 light years in speed, and it won't make you squish against the wall into just puddle because we have inertial dampeners, you know. Artini, there should be a couple of frames right before you die, just so one frame hits don't happen. Yeah, I agree. We'll have to actually add a death animation, so when you die, like, it sits inside the room a little longer, so you can kind of see what might have happened, instead of it just like instantly going dark, so you're like, wait, I got hit. Like how a boxer throw. I'm making a game that combines a turn-based RPG with the random dungeons of the Mystery Dungeon series and a random loot system like Borderlands. Cool. Yeah, and see, all those things are, you can compare to mechanics that already exist, but you're combining them in a unique way. And your implementation, I'm sure, will be different and unique enough that it could be shown off as something different and unique. Artificial gravity in space is crazy. Yeah, and it's just like assumed. Like every Star Wars movie, Star Trek, all these different things, it's just like they flip a switch. There's gravity now. But it's just a thing that's a part of games, which is interesting. Oh, did I die? Why do I have a big attack again? I think something's broken, maybe. But I have a slow attack speed. And no crit. Yeah, I should have it like this. There we go. Boy, this attack speed sucks. Can't hit anything. Imagine if this game is going to be a deep commentary on deep commentaries on the YouTube algorithm and the spread of AI. Aw, yeah. That's why we're making it. It's just a deep commentary. Games, okay, here's the thing. Games that try to be a deep commentary, like, they just end up sucking. It's like, yeah, you tried too hard on that one. Don't aim for the message, just aim for making it fun. And then if it happens to tell a interesting story on top of it, then good job. But if you try too hard, you just show your hand, either as a writer or a developer, and then it just looks cringe and feels cringe and stupid. It's called I forgot what it's called. The hand of the oh, how does it explode? Oh, I died. What's the game genre you think needs to make a comeback? I think it's making a comeback right now is RTS, real-time strategy games. I think they're making a comeback right now. Like they got a bunch of games that are about to happen. But for a while there was just nothing. There was StarCraft 2 and then a few really old classics that people were keeping alive just because they were so good. But I part of me thinks because they were so good and just like the peak of their genre, people stopped playing them because it's like, well, can't make anything better than that, and so, or stopped developing them. I mean, because everybody felt like you couldn't make anything better, which to an extent you couldn't. Like Supreme Commander was an RTS that it's so well refined that the people who made Supreme Commander couldn't make any more games after that because nothing they made was as good. So they stopped existing as a company because they just couldn't keep up with themselves. I haven't worked in 2D for a long time, but the best games are mostly movement feeling of the character without any interactive map. I don't know, look at God of War mechanics maybe. Yeah. What's it?
Chicken tacos will be ready in about 20 minutes.
Chicken tacos for dinner? Yummy. We'll probably have to end the stream before dinner, so we got about 20 minutes. I have to end the stream sooner than that because I gotta go do stuff. But well, I
Or
can do
just
stuff
whenever
later.
I come get you. We'll
Huh?
see. It might be longer, so. But I
All right.
think it's fine.
Oh, we got about 20 minutes left in the stream. Let's work a little bit more on this. Maybe we can at least decide what we're gonna be doing with this instead of just reading chat and playing my own game. As fun as that is, I haven't worked on it 2D. I read that, but I think it's a good insight though. Crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a spaceship with gravity, and gravity like Earth's, and it drove me crazy. Fun. If you want to make a deep game, make a game with deep mechanics and environmental storytelling. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of games out there that are like, we want to support this message and then blank, fill in whatever message or movement you want, and it's just so cringe. Like, it's distracting. I just want to play the game. I don't want somebody to preach to me from whatever lesson or message they're trying to preach, whatever it could be. Like, fill it in, whatever it is. I don't care what the message is. If it feels like that's your main goal is to preach a message, then it just makes me barf, and I can hardly stand to play the game. Hello there, traveler. Stay a while and listen. Oh, how's it going, Strack? You've been here. I did notice it was you, but I was so focused on like what people were saying, including you, I didn't stop and say hello. Can you add chicken tacos to this game? No, but I will be eating chicken tacos, and if you think about it, I will be adding them to the game because I'm going to eat it. The food that I eat will turn into energy for my body, and I will then use my mind and my body with the energy that I've been given by the chicken tacos to develop the game. So in a way, the chicken tacos will go into this game via conversion of energy. Oh, that's a good question. What do you consider preaching in games? If it's very relative. I think when you sacrifice quality gameplay or story in order to deliver your message, like if you prioritize the message over game design or good writing, then you're preaching. If the priority is to tell a good story or just to make a fun game, and it happens to deliver a message next to it, then I don't care because the quality is still there. It's like if you tell, I can't even think of a good example. I can think of some bad examples, but I also don't want to make anything too heated or political. like the new Lord of the Rings stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so. Or like the new Star Wars movies, or even like you could go the other way as well. There's movies out there that are like hyper religious, but their focus is in being religious and not in just telling a good story. But then there's stories out there that are like just a good story, and they happen to have some religious things in it, and it's great. But if I feel like if I feel like the priority is the message and not telling a good story, then I'm like, oh, come on, like, drop that. But if the priority is making a good game first, then I don't care what's in the game or what's in the story because it's good. Like it's just well done, you know? That means I'm putting chili and chips in my game right now. Nice. I'm glad the Bamboo series is strictly unpolitical. The Boombo series is strictly unpolitical. Nice. No chicken toxos. Not child crying sound effect. Sad. Boombo is my favorite franchise. It sounds like a quality franchise. All right, let's solve this problem here, everybody. I need all y'all's help. When you save someone from one of these tubes, then the environment gets harder. How can we show that? theoretically, what's going on in the story is that the the AI or the machine, whatever it is using energy on these people for some reason. Like they're doing something, and energy is being directed towards them. So when you remove them, that energy can then go somewhere else. How do we show that? You know? Could we have like 2 wires, maybe? Where one wire goes to the tube and then the other wire goes to some kind of indicator of what will be made powerful. We could use an icon too. So there are religious characters in my game, and it does influence their dialogue, but there are also characters that are totally opposite and even conflict with them. Yeah, and that's fine. As long as it's not like, I don't know. It's too hard to describe. Like, it's one of those things where you know it when you see it. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let's try and draw this. What do you guys think of this? Right. So let's say we have like a wire coming in. It goes into the top like that. But then we also have another wire like this. And it goes to a box. And then the wire comes out on the other side. And then on this box, we could have a little screen like this. And then on that screen, we could have something being like, we could do, how do I show this? How do I represent some of these things? Let's look at what they are. So we have a faster moving. One of the enemies will move faster. One of the enemies will fire faster. I think this one is the bomb will be a bigger explosion. More floor hazards, larger paths, stronger bots, and then more bots. So we could, let's say it was like, wait, which one is it? It's the floor hazards one. So we could do like, how do you represent more floor hazards? Maybe I can just try to doodle it real quick here. I don't know, does that look like a floor hazard? We'll have to come up with icons, but let's say this icon made sense. We could even come up with like just some unique icons, right? Be like, this represents floor hazards. I don't know. But we could show that somewhere else in the game as well. But then what happens is when you save this person, then we could have this be dimmer and maybe even have like something like this with a light on it or something. We could have like a blue light that's not on, so it's like this. But then when you save that person, the blue light will turn on turn off. Okay, so the blue light's on when they're in there. The blue light will turn off when you save them, and then this will turn on, and it'll become you know, be like bing, and it will show that power isn't being used in this tube now, and so therefore it's going to become this hazard becomes more hazardous. Let's see what you guys are saying. Lights on the tube. Yes, a T intersection. Yeah, maybe a T intersection with. Oh, that maybe. Let's see. If we just redrew this a little bit, we could draw it like this instead. And then, yeah, like that. And we could even draw like something like this. And then this one will be dim. These ones will be lit up. And then when you save the person, it will change to this being lit up. And that one dim. And then this screen can also light up or something. And then as you visit the room in the future, it will look like this, and the tube will be open and empty as well. Oh yeah, and we could that's a good idea. We could change it to red for danger. Be like, uh-oh, now it's active. Maybe tube changes color. Yeah, we'll have the tube be changing. Because the person won't be in it, but then also maybe we'll have it look like it's open as well. We could have it like retract into the ground, so it's like you can't even see it. So there's just no tube at all. It's just empty. And maybe we just have some like empty wires hanging instead. So this will be replaced with just wires. And then let's see what else are you guys saying. Maybe tube changes color. Tube goes dark or cracks. Yes. Yeah, I think we'll just remove the tube like it was withdrawn. In search of unique icons. ISOUI. If we're searching for unique icon. Spike from Mega Man, Sonic, etc. generally communicates floor hazards well. Oh, Spike. Yes. Well, the floor hazards we have are like those spinning saws. But maybe yeah, we could maybe use spikes. That would be like something like this. I don't know. Yeah. But if we had this just copied throughout. What's up?
Food's just about done.
Oh, food's almost ready. Okay. We'll have to adjust it so it's symmetrical, because I have to keep moving each one over a little further. Oops. Right, and then this one would be a different symbol because this is the faster, one of the enemies will move faster. So we could do something like that, maybe. Let's move it over so I can have a few more pixels to work with. Then this one was a faster fire rate on the cannon. Oh, I don't even know how to show that. Something like that. I don't know. But you get the idea. We could draw something like that for each one of them. And then show the power rerouting into whatever that is right above them instead of into there. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense when anybody would set it up like that, but it could hint enough for people to have brain canon where they can just be like, oh, I can assume that it makes sense. Like it could suspend disbelief and kind of believe it's a real thing, you know? Spike from Mega Man, Sonic, etc. They communicate. Floor has electric sockets that goes through a split thing and powers all the tubes. When someone is freed, the tube turns off. Let me read that again. Electric socket that goes through a split thing and powers all the tubes. When someone is freed, the tube turns off. Maybe I don't know why it would go through all the tubes. So make the symbol on the screen red for danger. I did just read that. So it'd be like white and then it turns red when it's being lit up. Make spinning saw icon. Yeah, we drew spikes for the floor, but there's not a lot of space. Maybe we can make it bigger because we can make the actual sprite and make it a little bigger and fix that. Make the screen darker so that the symbol stands out more. Yeah, I tried to show that it was like lighting up. Originally I had it like this. I tried to show that the screen was turning on instead of just being dead black. Like if you ever turn a TV on, it looks black when it's off, and then it's still like, even though it turns black when it turns on, it's like a brighter black, you know, because it's the LEDs shining a black color. Make spinning saw icon. Make the screen darker so that symbols stand out more. These look like stalagmites. Yeah, they do. Gun icon. Yeah, a little bit. Muzzle flare. It's supposed to represent that it's shooting faster. So maybe we just need more space to work with to draw the icons. 26 is my favorite number, so I'm hoping episode 26 will be a good one. Oh yeah. I think the next episode is going to be how to fail at playtesting. So look forward to that. Gooby. How to fail at streaming part. I lost count. Well, thanks. We do have to end the stream though now. I gotta go eat dinner, and I gotta go run some errands as well right after dinner. Gotta go do some stuff. So, appreciate y'all for hanging out, helping us solve this problem. I think this will work. Probably. Especially if, as you select, let's just save it real quick. As you select the tube, then part of the animation that something's been selected will be the rerouting of the lighting up. So yeah, and then as you return to the room, you'll see that it's still lit up and that things got more dangerous. We might have to indicate more, like in between. So if you make it to this room, you select your things, you hit OK, then instead of just popping straight to here, there could be an in-between screen where it says you've lost your ability to do this and the environment has become harder, right? I think that could be good. And we could even show those same symbols to indicate that that's the case. The more we can communicate to the player, the better, for sure. But it's time to call this stream to an end. Been a fun first stream. Glad we got Galumbo lore and tax evasion. Well, glad you could join us for the first stream that you've seen, Jordan. We've been doing it for a little bit while, but hopefully you can come again for the next stream. It won't be tomorrow, but maybe the day after. Maybe 2 screens, one of what is affected and one of a mathematics equation that translates to its effects. That sounds like too much work. The rat is saying crazy things. Crazy? I was crazy once. Oh, not this again. They locked him in the ruin. What's that from? You guys obviously, like, it's an inside joke or something, but I must be missing out. Anywho, thanks for hanging out. And next time we'll finish working on that end scene. Finish. It's going to be probably a couple streams. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of effort to make it look good and get to a point where I feel like it's shippable. But yeah, it'll help a lot. Anyway, thanks for everybody for hanging out. I got to go eat some dinner. So I'll catch you next stream. Bye-bye.